Yep, guys, that's how quick it happens. From the time we went live, that car, remember in the beginning of the last video when I told you guys they might be making a drop, that's exactly what it was. We've got, I want to say right around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. We've got 33. So yeah, this is already just since we've been back. Again, just for the record, as you guys can see, Border Patrol is here. They're on the scene. Okay, we're not the ones holding them at gunpoint. Nobody's got anybody on the dirt. This is where and how this deal works. So all we're doing is showing you guys reality as it happens. And I'm not sure if these are all Brazilians or if this is included in this is we may have Guatemalans too. But in any case, as you can see, that's where they come through, guys, right down there, right down the road. And as usual, it's going to be difficult to determine whose kid belongs to who. It's always a challenge when you can't do anything to identify them. The other thing that's a challenge is, you know, which ones are truly here because they really need help and they're truly seeking asylum. And then, of course, you also have to wonder, you know, which ones are here that are just here to take advantage of the system. You know, these are questions that we can't answer, but those are real questions. And a lot of times what you'll notice, and it's even hard to tell which ones, it's also very difficult to tell which ones that are truly sick from the ones that are just coughing right now to make a scene. No, this is not impersonating an officer. That's another lie that's out there. Again, we're just documenting what's happening. I know you guys know that that's real, but the fake news has their own narrative. So, yeah, things are just the way we left them. Nothing's changed. It'll take approximately 2 hours a person once they end up going with the Border Patrol. They spend about 2 hours a person, so it takes people off the front line, which is patrolling the border. That's what their job is. And of course, now you got to have space to put everybody. And these are people that, you know, they're going to need services. They're going to need health care. They're going to need a lot of stuff. And like I said, nobody here is racist. Nobody here is anti-immigration. We are just simply showing you guys that people are still coming in by the droves, and this is getting really old. And yes, they do. A lot of times when I turn the camera on, a lot of them will start coughing. Like you notice right now, some of them aren't coughing. That's because Border Patrol has their head turned away. Okay, so in some cases, you know, but then you'll see it. And I'm not saying some of them aren't sick, because some of them probably are sick. That's a long trip. But yeah, I can see we've got the trolls out tonight. And another thing is, when you get a large group of people like this, keep in mind, guys, nobody's going through the bags. Nobody knows in a group like this. Keep in mind, this is going on across all 2,200 miles of the U.S. border. So I'm not picking on this group in particular, but what I'm saying is, is that when people come across, think of yourself going to the airport, okay? You're not getting on that plane unless your luggage is screened. Why do they do that? They do that for safety, okay? So one of the things you have to realize that's dangerous is because you don't know who's here right now, there's always that remote possibility that one of these people, you know, could do something. And that's got to be in the back of everybody's mind when you encounter groups of people. Not saying that this particular group would or is or has that intention, but these are some of the real risks that you do encounter, even with people who are surrendering and believe that they're coming in just to take advantage of the weak asylum laws that we have. So, yeah, here we are. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I was reading that, you know, you guys have to understand, Juarez, Mexico right now is completely loaded with people from all different countries waiting to cross in this sector. And, you know, then you have caravans coming up behind this. And so that's why I keep telling you guys, we can't wait till 2020 to fix this. We've got to act now as a nation, as a country. It'd be nice to see everybody get on board when people say there's an emergency and that there's a crisis. Think about these people too. Okay, I can look at this from their shoes as well and say, okay, they were down there, they saw an ad. The ad basically advertised open borders. There's a way to come to the United States and take advantage of it. Okay? But again, when you look at the overall picture, you look at how they're using the children in those ads. I do feel bad. I feel bad if somebody made this trip because they were led to believe by some liberal organization that's advertising this stuff and telling them how easy it is to come up here. I feel bad about that. But we have to send a message that if you want to come into the United States, you have to come here legally. You have to obey the laws. You have to, you have to come in the right way and become a U.S. citizen. And yes, if we had more judges, if we had more people focused on processing the people that are actually waiting in line, waiting to come here legally, I would have no problem with that, okay? But as it is, we're encouraging people to not even bother knocking on the door. We're encouraging them just to run around the open areas where we have no wall, where we have no border. And that's exactly what you're witnessing here. And again, people can say it's whatever they want to call it. This is not hate. This is not anything other than the fact that we have massive amounts of people coming through the border illegally, and there's a breakdown in the system. It's overstraining the system. And at some point, at what point do we reach a breaking bubble where we don't even have anywhere to put them? I mean, how many tents can you build? How many processing rooms can you pack? I mean, how much Border Patrol can be committed to making sure that every single one of these people have their needs taken care of in a proper way? We have homeless in this country that we can't even take care of and make sure are taken care of in a proper way. Okay? So it's not inhumane. This country has sent billions and billions and billions of dollars to the South American countries because we were told if we did that, they would invest it in their communities, that they would actually do something to fix the problems. But instead, we send them the money and everybody's still running up here, okay? You can't have it both ways. You can't send money and organize an invasion at the same time. You can't do it. And America has to come first. It has to. And as evil as that sounds to some people who don't understand what borders mean, or maybe you've been listening to Nancy Pelosi and other anti-border people that are taking payments from special interest groups, I feel sorry for you because it's your future. It's your guys' generation that's going to have to deal with the consequences from this. And there are going to be consequences, okay? You need to pay attention when a president declares a national emergency. You need to pay attention when a county in the state that refuses to acknowledge the emergency declares an emergency, okay? It's bad all the way around. It's bad for the people coming here. It's bad for the children. But the only thing that's going to stop children from being used and recycled and from people making this journey is when they realize they can't do it anymore. Then they won't do it. So that's why there has to be change. There has to be reform. That's why we got to build walls, okay? Walls and borders are not racist. Every other country has them. But apparently here in America, for some reason in the last few years, we have decided that's a racist thing to do. So, hey Mike, how you doing, buddy? Yep, hi Billy. Yep, build the wall. I can tell you guys this, We Build the Wall is negotiating with private landowners all over the border, and they're working very hard because we can't wait for government to do things. Government, they're waiting for 2020. They're worried about elections. Okay, I'm worried, and I know you guys are worried about border security. You're worried about our national security. And, you know, we're going to keep showing you guys this stuff. We're going to keep reporting live from the border. Nothing's going to stop us. This is a citizen given right. And anyway, that's about all I got tonight, guys. These guys are going to, vans are going to come. You can see here already, we've got two vehicles here. It's going to take some time for the processing vans to get here. So you're going to have probably five trucks off the border. And you guys saw how open the border was down there. If you watched the last video I just did. So we're just going to keep showing it to you the way it is. And this is why when you listen to people like Governor Grisham, who's more concerned about pressuring the Union Pacific Railroad to move Camp Liberty, okay, so that more people can come in through the bowl and trespass on the Union Pacific Railroad. They don't read those signs. Ain't nobody over there arresting them for trespassing, okay? We are literally favoring, and she is favoring, the rights of non-U.S. citizens over the citizens of the United States of America. And she's jeopardizing our national security, and she's taking advantage of an overstrained border patrol. Guess what? Veronica Escobar, I say the same thing to you and your fellow open borders people. This is not humanitarian, leaving these borders open. You are risking children's lives, children that are being trafficked. You are encouraging people that should not be coming into the border to come here. Because in 5 or 7 years, you're going to have to tell these people no when they find out they don't qualify. Okay? Then what? Okay? You are encouraging things that are criminal, and you are enriching a Mexican cartel. You guys are directly involved in supporting an invasion into the United States of America. And I will say that to you, Veronica Escobar. You should be investigated for that. And you know what, Governor? You should be investigated. Quit calling for the Department of Homeland Security to be investigated. Quit calling for the Border Patrol to be investigated. The people that are actually on the ground helping. Okay? Instead, you're standing back. You're not helping anybody. And you're investigating the agencies that are doing their job. Okay, and all these, and all of you liberal hacks that are out there on your keyboards getting $15 an hour to promote this insane agenda and counter the narrative. This ain't a narrative. This is reality. This is what's happening. This is the truth. This is what you're seeing is real. It's not manufactured. It's not made up. It's not a political stunt. Trump didn't just wake up one morning and say, hey, I think we should get some people to invade the border. No. This is a national emergency. And in times of national emergency, as Americans, it's our duty to help the people that are dealing with the national emergency until the national emergency is solved. That is why there's Americans on the border. Okay, that is why the narrative of armed group and armed militia and pointing guns at people or having little kids sit in the dirt, this is what they do. This is the process. There's nowhere else to sit. Are we supposed to carry around lawn chairs in the desert? Okay. Are we supposed to have a mobile feeding center too for everybody? Is that what the Border Patrol is supposed to do now? Okay, they're doing what they can with the resources they have. They will make sure that everybody gets water. They will make sure everybody gets fed. Okay? They will make sure that their health care needs are taken care of. They will make sure that they get cash when they leave here. Okay? But I can tell you this, America, it's going to be at your cost. It's going to be on your dime. And it's all because one party is so concerned about having power and complete control of the United States that they don't care about these people. These people sitting right here, the Democrats do not care about them, okay? They are a number. If they cared about them so much, why don't they have the National Guard here helping them, giving them space, giving them quicker processing, making sure that, you know, the Border Patrol agents aren't acting like VIP service? Why isn't the National Guard here even in a civilian role? You know why? Because they don't want the Border Patrol to be able to stop. They want to get as many people into this country as they possibly can and do it in the shortest amount of time possible, because when America finally wakes up, and America will wake up, whether it's good or bad, it hopefully won't be too late. And that's why I count on you guys to share these videos, to get the message out there, and do your part. And you know what? If that's all you can do, that's a big deal, because the more people that see this, that see the reality of it, that see what's happening, people are going to start to get concerned. When it's out of sight, it's out of mind, okay? A picture's worth 1,000 words, guys. I mean, and I hate to be repetitive, but I always have to assume that some of these people are watching this video for the first time. And if anything, my videos are about trying to educate and make people aware of what's going on the U.S. border, because I know that you know, when news tries to report it, they just want to talk about other things that are not related to the border. I want to keep the focus on the border. So that being the case, guys, I hope everybody has a good night. I want everybody to share these videos, and like I told you guys, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep bringing you guys the truth. I'm gonna keep showing you what happens. You know, and like I said, there's only a couple things that are going to fix this. A wall. We need wall. Maybe not everywhere, but we need wall in specific places. The wall slows down people from coming in, so Border Patrol can manage the crowds and the flow. It makes it more difficult for the coyotes to sneak people in that don't belong here. Okay? We need reform on our laws. We need to come together as a nation, and we need to have the debate. And we need to explain and educate why open borders basically steals the sovereignty of the United States. You guys have a constitutional right to protect your border, and anybody who betrays the security, the national interests of our border is guilty of treason. And that's a fact. If you're a traitor to your state, if you're a traitor to your government, if you're a traitor and you're not willing to recognize when there's a problem or accept it, but we turn around and show you there is a problem, then you're a traitor, because you don't have the best interest of the United States of America in mind. You only have your best interest, and that's the difference. So I hope everybody has a good night, and we're going to keep the videos rolling. Share this stuff, and if anything else comes through tonight or anything else that you guys need to know about, we're going to be right here to report on it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.